Here again with another video for you, and in today's video we are going to be looking at not exactly a hardware wallet, but we're going to be looking at alternative cold storage solutions for storing your Bitcoin and Ethereum. So stay tuned for the whole video to give you some alternatives that you're probably not familiar with and that I typically don't cover on this channel. So before I jump into the content and kind of explain what this card wallet is, sounds pretty self-explanatory, but before I get into this, I just wanted to touch on a few things. Number one, I am going to be making some new content soon on some different subjects, some entry-level concepts that are easy to understand and digest, but they go in a little bit more in-depth as far as understanding Bitcoin wallets, understanding other cryptocurrencies, understanding the difference between different blockchains, and sort of some entry-level questions I've been getting a lot of, and I'll make sure to cover that as well. Second thing is I am going to be upgrading my recording software, and I'm going to be upgrading my cameras and so on, so we should be getting at a better audio quality and video quality moving forward here. So that is something that I'm working on. I appreciate the feedback on that. And then thirdly, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my website, bitcoinlockup.com. You can download my free ebook there, 5 Best Ways to Secure Your Cryptocurrency. It's 100% free. You can't miss it. It's the giant orange button in the top right corner, and you can go ahead and download it. So make sure to check that out. So coming over into the content here, I know, like I mentioned, I cover a lot of hardware wallets. It's something that I specialize in, I have experience in. I've actually developed one before, but I can't disclose that the details of that. But needless to say, I have a lot of experience with cryptocurrency security, cold storage solutions, and so on. So basically, in this particular case, this is an alternative product, a physical product, that will allow you to store your cryptocurrency and your private keys offline. So what this basically allows you to do is it gives you a solution so that you can physically store and or transact offline or off the blockchain Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm going to go into some of the key reasons of why you would want this, or over a hardware wallet that has a lot more flexibility and a lot more security and those kind of things. But the number one glaring reason is some people want to be able to physically hold or physically transact in Bitcoin or Ethereum without using an exchange, without using a phone, without using a hardware wallet or any sort of internet connection, right? So let's hypothetically say that I'm purchasing a car from someone, and we've agreed to make the payment in Bitcoin, but neither of us want to have an on-chain transaction. We want to keep it off the books, and I want to essentially transfer my cold storage, my private keys offline, directly to this new user in exchange for goods and services that we both agree to, right? So what I can do is I can now transact with something like this card wallet, which allows for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. It allows me to physically give someone the private keys and the access to my Bitcoin or Ethereum. So it can be validated, it can be verified before you complete the transaction. It has the public key or the public address, so you can check the wallet balance and you can confirm that there are funds in there before you actually transact and do this. But this is a way for you to privately and securely transact cryptocurrencies offline. So that's reason number one. Number two is if you don't want to deal with any sort of security potential hacks or security, we'll call them concerns, because the security levels on these hardware wallets have been getting really advanced and really secure lately. But let's say I'm someone that does not want to use a hardware wallet. I don't want to use a smartphone. I don't want to use an online or a software wallet. I just want to be able to pay someone or gift primarily Bitcoin or Ether to someone directly. So let's say I want to buy it as a gift for someone for their birthday, or I want to give it to them for Christmas or for an anniversary, or whatever the case may be. This is a good tool where you can actually gift cryptocurrency to someone, and it will allow them to store it offline securely. And we'll go into some of the security methods that this card offers in just a second. But this is a good method for you to be able to gift cryptocurrency to someone that doesn't have a wallet yet, or they don't have a hardware wallet, or they don't have access to a cryptocurrency exchange, something like that. So in my opinion, those are the two primary reasons why you would choose something like this device, the card wallet, over a hardware wallet, which gives you a lot more flexibility and a lot more features and also a lot more security when you're dealing with a hardware wallet. But this device is basically a glorified paper wallet. And basically what that means is if you have, typically in the olden days, if you wanted to take your private key and store it offline, you could, put the private key, put the QR code on a piece of paper, have the public key attached to it, fold it in half, put it in your desk drawer or your safe or whatever, and just pray that the paper doesn't disintegrate or catch on fire or anything. And that's your offline storage so that your private keys are not susceptible to any hacking or software wallets or password or any other types of social engineering attempts or things of that nature. But this basically gives you when people would get paper wallets, it's not very secure. Obviously, paper is very vulnerable. Paper is can be torn, shredded, burned, ripped apart, whatever, and so that's not a really good option. But with this card wallet here, when you're dealing with the two leading cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, it gives you a very safe way to kind of store it offline. You can keep it in your wallet, you can keep it in a safe, you can kind of keep it wherever you want, and you can scan the QR code to retrieve the private key. So you can scan this with your wallet and receive cryptocurrency on your phone wallet or your hardware wallet or whatever you want, and it's a good way to do that. So I'll cover some of the security benefits here, of why you would use this and why I already gave you the two kind of real world case scenarios that I would use this type of product if I wanted to either store and or transact cryptocurrency privately offline off chain. So number one, this is it says it's a high secure way for storing Bitcoin and Ether offline. It's developed by Coinfinity, which is a fairly well-known company in the space. And right now they are giving a 10% discount when you pay with Lightning Network. I do appreciate that because not only is it incentivizing you to use Bitcoin, but it's helping people adopt new technologies like Lightning Network, which is a payment layer on top of the Bitcoin network. And I like to see incentives, and I like to see people utilizing that and starting to use and test and adopt these new technologies. I'll do a separate video completely on Lightning Network down the road, but just wanted to point out that they incentivize you to pay with crypto, and you get a discount for doing so. It also says here that it gives you kind of the advantages here. If you don't want to use a smartphone, if you don't want to store it on your hard drive, if you want to do it offline in a physical way, this is the best solution when you don't want to deal with technology and you just want to have cryptocurrency completely offline. It's essentially created or manufactured by the Austrian State Printing House. This is a European company. And it's all automated in the manufacturing. So some of the security features here, as you can see, is it has some holograms here, it has some chain lock codes, and some other things to help keep it secure if someone were to come across it. So it has security slits, hologram, tactile security features, security seal, chain lock code, and forgery-proof features, so it can't be counterfeited and can't be duplicated. You can verify the authenticity of the card before you accept it or before you use it, and you can also check the public key or public wallet address to verify the wallet balance on the blockchain. So if you are making a private deal and you want to make sure that someone's not giving you a fake card or a fake amount, you can actually verify all these things, verify the balance, verify the private key, and you can do all those things prior to accepting it as payment. So there's security measures in place to make sure that this can't be counterfeited. And it also is protected by SET, which is called Secure Entropy Technology. It prevents errors in private key generation, random number attacks, man-in-the-middle attacks, things like that. So this is a pretty nifty and secure way. Again, if you want to make offline Bitcoin transactions, I haven't technically used this yet, but I did order one, so I will be doing an unboxing and a review on this shortly. So if you want to order it in the meantime, it is available. It's 59 euros. I don't believe there's any extra fees or anything for that. You can pay with credit card or you can pay with cryptocurrency as well. And I will have a link down in the description if this is something that interests you. But I just briefly wanted to touch on this because not a lot of people cover these offline solutions and these offline storage options. This is an upgrade from a paper wallet, but I wouldn't necessarily personally use this in a scenario where I'm going to store the majority of my holdings offline on this particular card. I do believe a hardware wallet is going to be safer for the long-term storage as well as the management of my portfolio, right? I want to be able to interface with it, send, receive, withdraw, exchange, all those kinds of things, and that make it very easy to do with a hardware wallet. But this is more of a one and done. I want to preload Bitcoin or preload Ethereum on a card. I want to give it to someone for payment. I want to give it to someone as a gift. I want to keep my transaction 100% private, but we agree that they want to receive cryptocurrency and I want to receive a good and service in return. This is a very good way to do that. So as far as the pricing, right? So I'm going to just touch on this briefly. Like I said, it only comes in two options. You can do Bitcoin or you can do Ethereum. Both options are $59.99 euros. I believe it's 2-day shipping, and basically it gives you everything that you need to be able to scan it. You can receive the funds onto a software or a hardware wallet, whichever you prefer. The Chainlock app for verifying authenticity is available on iOS and Android, so that you can download the free app and verify and scan the code to verify it's authentic, verify the balance of the wallet and the private key. So very, very interesting as far as an alternative method for cold storage and keeping your private keys offline. It goes into here sort of their security procedures and steps to verify that it's authentic and to make sure that nothing can be counterfeited and so on. So you can check out cardwallet.com, check out the link down below in the description if you would find this type of product useful. I can think of a few scenarios where I would actually use this in real life, and I'm going to plan to do that when I do the unboxing video, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, I'm going to be having some different types of content that is sort of an intro to Bitcoin, intro to wallets, intro to security of cryptocurrency in a few coming videos, but I am still going to maintain my hardware wallet focus and my private keys offline and other security and storage solutions, both custodial and non-custodial. So purpose of this channel, if you're new, is to educate people how to secure their private or their cryptocurrency, secure their private keys, how to properly store them offline, how to make sure that you know how to recover them if you ever lose a wallet, and things of that nature. So I also like to promote other companies that are in the Bitcoin, in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, that are providing value and providing services around this new financial system, which I call Finance 2.0, which I believe will come mainstream in the next 5 to 10 years, if not sooner. So, if that's something that interests you or you want to learn more about, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you liked this video, if it brought you any sort of value whatsoever, I would appreciate it if you gave a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video or you thought it sucked, please give it a thumbs down. As much feedback as I can get, I would appreciate. And then finally, like I said, if you're new and this is a topic that interests you, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I will personally answer each and every one of them. So that's going to be it for today's video. Crypto Renegade out.